Fresh air streams through the car, quieting the turmoil in my soul. I can almost pretend that I'm outside, lying in a forest of solitude, alone with the peaceful quiet of nature. But then Becca's giggle infiltrates my fantasy, drawing my gaze to the front of the car. Her lips are moving against Preston's ear while he navigates the single-lane road through the trees. I can only imagine the wicked promises she's giving him right now. Landon smirks beside me, obviously aware of their little game. Not that they're being all that discreet. What happens on spring break stays on spring break, Becca had announced, before we all piled into Preston's 4x4 SUV. It's more of a sports car than a proper off-roading vehicle. Fortunately, we don't appear to be heading toward any dirt roads, just some pompous estate called The Lodge that's located deep inside the woods. I lost my cellular signal 10 minutes ago, something that thrilled me and elicited a deep sigh from Becca. She lives and breathes social media. Not me. I prefer escaping reality among the trees and the wilderness, hence the reason I agreed to this trip. However, her current antics are making me regret my decision to join her on this venture, because I'm probably going to end up sharing a room with her and Preston now. Or worse, Landon. I'm starting to think Becca only invited me this week to entertain him while she indulged his best friend. Not happening. I would sooner drag a blanket off into the woods and sleep outside. Wouldn't be the first time in my life, and certainly won't be the last time either. Becca giggles again and Preston shakes his head.
Stop distracting me.
Oh, this isn't me being distracting, she replies in a sultry voice, her plump lips skimming his neck. That would require my mouth to be in other areas.
Feel free to provide a demonstration,
Landon drawls.
I won't mind watching.
Charming, I think. Just as impressed with him as always. Landon Matterhorn and Preston Michaels are replicas of each other, with their ash blonde hair, pale skin, and light-colored eyes. They're both over 6 feet tall with aristocratic features, and bank accounts containing unfathomable amounts of money, too. Yet they aren't related in any way, just members of the same elite social circle. Becca's also part of their world. All of their fathers operate separate wings of the massive Covington Industries, which is the largest tech company in the world. Computers, cell phones, gaming software and equipment, television streaming, securities, they cover it all, and each of their dads manages a unique piece. 13 branches in total, and I'm sharing a car with 3 of the company's proverbial heirs. A unique experience, one that often makes me feel like an outsider looking in, but such is life. I'm the scholarship kid, they're the rich kids. Something that becomes even more apparent, as though it weren't already, as a sprawling estate unfolds before us. The Lodge isn't an adequate name, more like the Palace. It's surrounded by lush green landscape and framed by mountains of trees behind it. There's a large lake off to the side as well, with a dock of fancy-looking boats. No canoes here that I can see, even though that would be far more appropriate for the wilderness. Maybe I can find one stowed away somewhere. The lodge has a row of balconies wrapping around the building, the decorative wood siding the only cabin-like thing about it. There's a series of stone steps leading up to the main double doors, all of which are framed by tall window panes interspersed with wooden logs. All that glass is what gives the place a palatial vibe, more than a lodge appearance. I'm not surprised at all when 2 men dressed in suits meet us out front in the large circular drive before the building. There's a fountain in the middle with 3 angel-like males dancing with crowns upon their heads in the center. I stare at it for a moment, admiring this somewhat gruesome embrace, because they're all holding knife-like tools in their hands. An ominous statue, I think. Not that anyone else is paying attention. They're too busy dictating to the 2 valets.